today I'm going to show you how I built my own lead qualification agent. I needed a way to automate repetitive tasks. It also takes all your leads and qualifies them from the most important to the least important. And this helps to free up your time as a business owner to focus on what you love doing best, which by the end of this video, you should have an understanding of how an AI agent works and exactly how you can implement one for your own business. Did I mention there's a free demo? At the end of the video, you can go onto our website and you can download this workflow for yourself to use and to improve upon. So for the tools, I used N8N to automate the workflows and trigger action. Tally to take in the information I need from the client. Google Sheets was used to store leads and relevant data. Slack was used to alert the team when a new lead was posted. And Gmail was used to send out follow-up emails to the client. Some might say that you needed to map out your workflow, but I believe the best way to create something is to go just right ahead. So let's go and start building. Okay, let's begin with the automation. The first thing that needs to happen is we need to trigger a Google Sheet row. By that I mean is we need to add a new submission to our Google Sheet. As you can see, there's a series of submissions where people already submitted it. But let's quickly go to our form so we can simulate. So let's say we were running an ad and somebody liked what we were doing and wanted to learn more about our business, or we were giving a free product, maybe a free PDF, and in order for them to get the free PDF they had to fill out this form. And let's say this person's name was Stefan, and the email, let's just use the email quickly. Phone number. Now, after it's done, we then need to answer a series of questions. Before I continue, I'd like to inform you the way that these questions were set up was using the band system. So the first question determines the budget of the client. The second question determines the authority of the client. Thirdly, we then have the need of the client. And lastly, we have a timeline question. How much you spend on electricity per month? Let's say 250. Are you a key decision maker? We will say yes. How independent of the grid would you like to be? Full independence. How long would you expect an installation to take? Within 1 month. So the person has submitted the form and they have now completed it, and now they'll be able to download a product that they have. Maybe it was a free PDF. If we to come back to our Google Sheet, we'll then see that it has already been updated. As you can see in row number 7, it says Stefan. This is the person that just submitted. We already have their phone number, we have their email, we get their lead score. Let's go back to our in automation. As you can see here, if I were to run this automation, it has sent over 6 items, meaning it looked into our Google Sheet and sent over all these items. I sent over each and every submission that was given, and our automation looked into Google Sheets and saw all the rows that was recorded. Now, the next step would be to check out in this row what has already been recorded and what has not been recorded. If we were to slide over to this column, status column, you will see that some of the rows already have a status done, but the last row does not. This is a system that I'm using to determine whether this row has already been completed by the automation or not. It prevents duplication of the same entry. So if we were to run this node, you will see that 5 items return true and only 1 item returns false. This means our N8N looked into our Google Sheet and checked the status column to see if it had the word done. And 5 of those had done, meaning they have already been recorded into our CRM. But 1, this new submission of Stefan. The new submission of Stefan has not been added into our customer relationship management system, so that's why there is no done status. Our next step is then to go over to our customer relationship management system. Our CRM will be using Zoho. Okay, so this is the interface for Zoho CRM. So if you have a look here at today's leads, there's obviously nothing because the automation has not yet looked into, has not yet sent the information over to Zoho. So let's quickly go back to our automation, and here you'll see 1 item has been sent over. Let's just run this Zoho node. And there we go, it is a success. So then if we go over to our CRM, we reload that one more time. There we go. You'll see that a new lead has been given to us. And if we were to click in here, we'll get the email address, we'll get the mobile phone number, and you can add any more other information you want. Here comes the important part, the main part. So now the lead has already been added into our system. So our customer relationship management knows that we have 1 lead. We now need to determine whether this person is a person of high value, low value, or medium value. So let's just quickly go to our tally sheet and see the back end so you can see exactly what I mean. Let's go with the first question, which we were asking was, how much do you spend on electricity per month? There was 3 categories. The first question, they could have said they spend about $250 and more, or a range between $150 and $250, $80 to $150. Now for each answer they chose, they were given a certain level of points, either 30 points, 20 points, 10 points. And each one would add up to a score out of 100. The higher the score, the more valuable per se the lead would be. So now, when the lead comes in this 1 item, it goes to this node which will determine, is this lead score greater than 75%? If we were to look back here, we saw that Stefan had a score of 100. So obviously it's going to be greater. And so it is sent over to this branch of our high priority lead. There we go. Now you see that the lead status of this specific lead has been updated to high. So now we need a method, a way so that you will know, okay, there's a new lead, what should I do next? This is where Slack comes in. And as you can see here in our channels, we have 3 categories: high value leads, low value leads, and medium value leads. Depending on the value of the lead, each channel will be alerted to let you know which lead has been updated and your next steps. So let's just run this automation here. This node has now run successfully, and when we come back to our Slack team, you should notice an update. And there you go. There's been an update at 2:15 a.m. and it's now 2:16 a.m. and it says there, it says new high priority lead. The name is Stefan. It gives us a lead score. We know that this is 100%, so this is someone we need to get in contact with as soon as possible. When you click on here, it takes you immediately back to our customer relationship management, so you can get an update of exactly what this lead is about and what to do next. And if you want, you can even get on a call with them immediately. Next up, we now need to update our Google Sheet so that we know that this lead has already been recorded, because currently Stefan's status is, because remember, Stefan's status is empty. It's neither done, meaning if we were to run the automation again for a second time, Stefan will be recorded twice into the automation, double booked, and that can be confusing. So when we run this node, it then goes into our row and updates it to done, meaning Stefan has already been updated. You can see automatically done. Now the next step is to send an email to Stefan to tell him, hey Stefan, we see your product and we're glad to have you with us. So now when we run this email node, we'll see something. Automatically our email has been sent. Let's just quickly go to our email. There we go. There's already a submission. And it says, hi Stefan, thank you for downloading our product. We are glad to have you in our community. Given your interest in our solar range, I have set aside some time for a complimentary consultation to discuss how we can tailor a solution to your specific needs. You can book a time that works for you here. Link. So now, once the client have already gotten the product, you can even include a link to a form, to a calendar, meaning where they can immediately book a link. And you can even further on extend it here onto the automation so that they book a meeting immediately, or maybe you prefer that they call. It all depends on you. But this automation is expandable. And yes, that is exactly how it's run. And if we were to look at the other branches, the automation is exactly the same. The only difference is that now, if we were to retract back during here our lead scoring system, if we probably got a lead that was less than 75, it then goes on into our second branch, and it's then we'll then use to determine whether this is a medium value lead or a low value lead. And depending on which one it goes into, it follows the same automation. And the only difference is now that we will get a message in our different channels. Instead of our high value channels, we get a message in our low value channel, medium value channel. That is the only thing that really changes about those two branches. And secondly, maybe the emails will be different, because for a high value lead, we want to send them a message and book a meeting as soon as possible. And secondly, maybe for our medium value lead, we don't want to book a meeting. We want to build their trust. So we can then give them a free free tip upon getting our free product. And for our low value lead, maybe we want them to continue to know about our brand, to create brand awareness. So we can then in our email link them to our YouTube channel, Facebook page, or even website. But yeah, everything stays exactly the same. And this automation is very versatile because it can be used for any kind of industry, and it can even be extended and built upon. So you see, that's how you build your own workflow. Let's do one more test so you can see it in action. If you found this video helpful, give a thumbs up and a follow to see more AI automation tools.